welcome to our cabin tour on Queen Mary 2. We are in an inside cabin on deck 5, and what are we thinking so far?
Well, let's talk about the positives of the cabin first of all. There's a lot of space around the bed, so it's very easily accessible to get to the bathroom in an evening, to get changed. I think it's quite spacious in that regard.
It's not too bad. You've got the usual problems with the bathroom door and the wardrobes where you've got that corridor set up, opening up on each other, and that can create a little bit of an issue when you bang into people. We've been in this room now for 3 nights. We thought we'll give it a fair crack rather than doing the cabin review at the start on day 1. We'll see how things have worked and we'll see what issues we've had to face.
I'm struggling to think of a lot of positives. There are the plug sockets are in the area that you would want them to be, underneath the mirror.
Yeah, there are 2 UK plug sockets and 2 US plug sockets. So we bought, in fact we bought 2 US adapters. However, the plug sockets for the US adapters are far too close together. So you can only actually use one if you use a UK adapter. So that's just a point to bear in mind. So we've had access to 3 plug sockets, which has been sufficient, hasn't it?
I also think actually there's quite a lot of space for you to hang your clothes, and there's drawers to use. So there's enough space, and also your suitcases, we've managed to fit them under the bed.
The bathroom itself, there is a shower curtain, which I know a lot of people don't like. Not a particular issue for me.
There's plenty of storage in the bathroom though. That was fine. The bathroom appeared clean.
Yeah, there is a shower clip missing from the shower. I did like the toiletry products. The shower gel, the shampoo.
There's hand soap, shower gel, shampoo and body lotion. Also the towels were very nice. Towels were clean and good quality.
Yeah. The only thing that worries me about the towels is that they do perch precariously above the toilet.
Yeah.
And I always think with that wire cage, they're in danger of falling. And I know the toilet seat's generally down, so it's not particularly an issue. Things we found with the bathroom, when I turned the shower on to start with, water was squirting out the side of it. And it was a simple fix. I only needed to twist the shower head back into the thread. But again, that was something that we had to fix ourselves. When we came into the cabin, the water in the toilet was very near the top, and I was a little bit worried about flushing it, but because it's a vacuum flush, it's not a problem, so that went away. However, the following morning, was obviously a leak in the cistern, and again it had filled up. I went to the toilet early in the morning to sit down and have a wee, and when I sat on the toilet, my tickle tackle touched the water, and that's not saying anything for the size of my tickle tackle. It was just the water level was really, really high, and that's again something that we had to ask to get fixed, and it was fixed. But again, it's just another thing that's added to a lot of other bits and bobs. There is also a safe in the cabin. Unfortunately, as 2 of the buttons on the keypad weren't working, we decided not to lock it. So the television's got a number of channels. It's got news channels, BBC One World or HD, and it's got films in Japanese, in Spanish, in German. There's not a lot on that you'll want to watch. In desperation, I was watching an episode of Glee last night, just before I went to sleep. There are channels, there's stuff that you can watch, but if you've exhausted the safety briefing and that's not your thing, you'll probably struggle. There's no on-demand facilities on this TV. That's probably about all there is to say about it. There's also a fridge in the room. This had 2 glasses in, which were chilling nicely.
Room service, that is complimentary.
Room service is complimentary, so you can order things. There are some things with supplements as well. We didn't use room service while we were here. We'll put a copy of what you can get room service and the supplements up on the screen at some point.
There isn't much choice if you're pescatarian, vegetarian or vegan, although perhaps if you do ask they may provide, but not actually on the menu is there a lot of choice.
No, no. But as I always say, and yeah, the only things that eat where they sleep are animals. Controversial opinion, I know. If you disagree, put it in the comments.
No, some people like to have a snack when they get back, watch TV. Oh, I understand that.
No, and I think, to be fair, it's probably different if you've got a balcony.
Yeah.
But I don't think the configuration here, we've got 2 chairs, we've got 1 very small table. I don't think the configuration is suitable for eating within your room.
No, I'd rather eat outside my room. And you get a turn-down service of an evening. They leave you a couple of little chocolates.
Yeah, that's something there's a lot of companies have cut back on. Cabin itself, I think the carpet's looking a little bit tired, a little bit grubby in some places. The armchair that's in the corner, the arm of that is wearing out. That's looking a little tired. The decor generally, I mean, it is a 20-year-old ship and the decor is looking 20 years old. It's very traditional, but there's cream tiles in the bathroom. It's certainly not a fashionable ship, but that's probably the same throughout.
Yeah, and I was going to say, do you know what? That never bothers me at all. But what does bother me is cleanliness. And this is where we start becoming negative, I'm afraid. I don't know where to start.
I think when we first came in, what did we find? We unpacked to put everything away.
Yeah, and I opened the drawer to start putting my underwear in it, and there were hairs in the drawer. So day 1, and we've come into the cabin, and I've opened the drawers to unpack, and there are hairs in most of the drawers, hairs, bits of dirt. I have never ever, been on a cruise ship where that has happened before, and this is probably our 14th cruise now. The cabins have always been really, really clean. They may be dated, but I've never ever had an issue with dirtiness in drawers. And it's so dirty that you can see I refuse to put my underwear in any of these drawers in this cabin because there are too many bits and hairs and things in that God knows what they are. So I'm going to have to leave all my underwear in my suitcase. All I've done is I've hung everything up because the hangers are fine, they're off the floor, they're not in drawers. So I've hung things up, but I am really, really shocked. At how unclean these drawers are. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a word with the cabin steward when we see him or her. I mean, that's something else, I have to say, that on all the other cruises we've been on day 1, we've always had a knock at the door and the cabin steward has introduced themselves. We haven't had that at all. We don't know who our cabin steward is. So we're going to try and see them either tonight or in the morning and ask them if they can come and clean these drawers because it's awful. I just didn't expect it on Cunard. None of the drawers had been wiped clean at all. No. So the following morning...
well, we thought that we'd
ask
wait
the cabin
to speak
steward,
to the cabin steward to give them a chance to fix the issue. But day 2 came, we went out into the corridor. Again, cabin steward, nowhere to be seen. So we didn't have the opportunity really to speak to the cabin steward. So we went to reception, didn't we?
So we went to reception, told them about it. But the guy on reception didn't say he'd send anybody. We did say we would try and find the cabin steward ourselves, but again, still couldn't find the cabin steward that evening.
On that occasion as well, no apology for what we'd found, and there were another couple of things that we'd raised as well.
So then the following day we went, and again we complained. This time we got a really helpful guy at the purser's office, and he phoned housekeeping straight away, because by this time we'd also established that our bins weren't being emptied. So this was day 2, so the evening and the morning time, none of our bins had been emptied. And, there were products in the bathroom that weren't particularly nice, that needed emptying. Yeah, so the housekeeping manager did come and he did apologise straight away, and he did send someone to come and empty the bins and clean all the drawers. So, you know, that was put right.
But you don't expect to have to spend time on your holiday going twice to the purser's office to ask for something to be put right, particularly as this is just a 4-day break, and we can put up with a few things. But I think when your bins aren't being emptied and when there is a state of grubbiness in the room, that's not acceptable.
No, the mattress is very clean, it's new. But if you take the pillowcase off our pillows, there is a pillow encasement over the pillow, but the pillow encasement is really grubby. It's marked. There are, I don't know whether it's bits of blood or mould on it. It's the pillow encasement is dirty. That hasn't been washed.
Yeah, the pillow protectors are. You can see that they are protecting the pillows inside,
but they're not being cleaned.
They've come to a standard where you think they should either be thrown away or they need a proper deep boil wash.
Yes. So the pillow cases are clean and the pillows are clean, but the encasement in between is dirty.
You can see yellow grease marks.
Yeah, bits of
black, which is
black. We don't know whether it's blood or we don't know what it is.
No, we're not. We're trying not to think about it.
Yeah, so you get 2 pillows each. They have been quite comfortable. The duvet is, say, a medium tog, I would say, but there's air conditioning, so you can, which works fine. You can, you know, turn the temperature up or down. So and the bed's been very, very comfortable. Also, we've had glasses of wine. And on other cruises, you know, the dirty glasses have always been taken away and replenished. This cruise, our dirty glasses have just been left in the room.
So the tea and coffee is kept in one of the cupboards. So if you want to have a tea or coffee, you can get it out. We found the tray a little bit dusty again. We haven't had a cup of tea or a cup of coffee in here because when we looked in the kettle, I don't know if you can see with the light, but it's not particularly clean at all. So again, that's something that just put us off a little bit. And there is dust on the top of the kettle as well. And just general grubby paw prints all over it. So we haven't bothered with having a cup of tea or coffee in the cabin.
Oh, another thing as well, ladies, hairdryer. Well, and gentlemen, the hairdryer. It wasn't particularly great at drying my hair. It felt more like a travel hairdryer than a proper hairdryer. And I know on a lot of ships the hairdryers aren't great. If I ever, and I don't think I ever will, but if I ever did come back on a Cunard ship, I would bring my own hairdryer, I think.
We came with high expectations of Cunard, and they have failed on most occasions to live up to our limited expectations, because we don't demand the world, do we? And
no.
I know this is real first world problems stuff.
So in summary, would we stay in an inside cabin on Cunard again?
I wouldn't stay in this inside cabin on Cunard. I expect that a lot of people have not had the issues that we have and have not felt sufficiently worried because of the state their cabin was when they got to it, that they would actually take the pillows off and have a look at the pillow protectors. We did do that. We don't normally though, do we?
We don't normally, no.
Because we just felt there was a state of grubbiness to it, we felt compelled to investigate a little bit further. We are just disappointed, and I'm glad that this is only a 4-day cruise.
Oh, definitely, so am I. I mean, I have, even though the drawers were cleaned, I just kept my underwear in my suitcase because, you know, I'm not confident of what could be lurking in this room. Never ever have I questioned the cleanliness on any cabin I've been in. It's always been immaculate, spotless. So it's not like we're just coming on and moaning about any little thing. We are not that sort of person.
No.
You know, we get on. If there's a few bits, I just think, oh, there's a few bits. You know, I'm not going to die from that. That's fine. But it's just been so intense, the level of uncleanliness.
We are glass half full people. We'll make the best of any situation, and we've had a nice break.
Yeah.
But yes, we've just been very surprised.
Yeah, yeah. So there's our review of an interior cabin. If you've had, similar experiences or different experiences,
Yeah, if you violently disagree and think that Cunard is high standards and that we're just moaning, please pop it in the comments and let us know.
Let us know what you guys think. It'd be really interesting to hear your thoughts on what your cabins have been like recently.
Have the standards dropped over time?
Have the standards dropped? Something I did think was, this could be for a whole host of reasons. It could be that the staff, there's a shortage of staff on here and they're having to, cope with loads and loads of cabins and they can't cope with the amount of cabins. Could it be training issues? Could it be problems with the management? I'm certainly not blaming the cabin steward, because I don't know the circumstances behind any of this. And the cabin stewards work hard, they do a good job. They're away from their family for months and months, they're working every single day, morning, night. I'm not blaming the cabin stewards at all. I don't know what's gone wrong, really.
No. If you've enjoyed this video more than we've enjoyed this cabin, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. We will have some more content on Cunard and Queen Mary 2. So if you're interested in seeing that, please, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.